Thinking about some things today, and mainly what I was thinking about is opportunity and how we tend to pass up opportunity, and we don't realize how little time we actually have left. When you're in your 20s, you're thinking, man, I can buy next year. I'll do that next year. Oh man, next month I'll start doing that. And then you get to your 30s, you start getting out of shape. You're like, oh, I'll start working out next week. Oh man, I'm gonna start doing this next month. Oh, by next year, I'm gonna set my New Year's resolution to do this, to start working out, do that. And the next year comes, and you keep pushing and you keep pushing. How many people get to be 65 and sick and unhealthy, and then they look at themselves and they look back and go, man, when I was 25, when I was 30, I would give anything to go back to that age and have the chance to do it right, to take care of myself, to make the decisions, the financial decisions I should be making, I should have made, instead of buying stupid shit, instead of buying stupid things and doing stupid stuff and wasting time and wasting money. How many people are going to look back before they should have finished their lives and think to themselves, man, if I could only go back to one of those, not even back to when I was 18, but if I could even just go back to when I was 40 and do it different, I would have so much more time. My life would have been so much more better. I'm sorry to rant a little bit. This is Building Dez, by the way. My name's Rick Hernandez. I've just had this on my mind. I've been making my own transformation. I haven't been documenting, like I said I would, my physical transformation, but it's happening. And the more I look at it, instead of trying to kick myself for not doing it sooner, the more I realized how appreciative I am and how grateful I am for figuring it out now. Being healthy enough to take care of my kids, being healthy enough to protect my family if something happened, being clear-headed enough to do these things, being financially stable enough to do these things. Like, I've wasted a lot of time. We look at it like we waste a lot of time, but it's not really time wasted. It's time it took to learn that lesson. The problem is a lot of people never end up learning that lesson, right? They never end up figuring out that, holy crap, I need to start fixing this now, because if I don't fix it right now, in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, I'm going to have nothing. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be overweight. I'm going to be miserable. And it's difficult, because it takes turning a corner. And it takes admitting that you're wrong. But even harder than admitting that you're wrong, because we can all say, hey man, I shouldn't have done that this weekend. Oh crap, I shouldn't have drank last weekend. But then you still go ahead and do it the following weekend. That's something that I'm realizing now. We can all say, oh yeah, we didn't. It's not until you actually admit and decide for yourself to not do the thing that you love, or not do the thing that you're afraid of not doing. Drinking, eating that cheeseburger. Oh well, you know what? We're gonna eat right, but yeah, well, we just need to run out and get food today. You know what I mean? Let's stop at McDonald's real quick. Like, it's deciding that that's just not an option anymore. You know what I mean? And if you don't start deciding it's not an option, then it always will be. And guess what? That option's gonna continue to be in your regular playbook. You know what I mean? For the rest of your life. Like, you don't change gradually. Change doesn't happen gradually over time. That's a fallacy. People don't change over a long period of time. People change in an instant. It just takes a long time to get to that instant. And I don't think people realize that. Like, when you think about changing your health and changing your financial situation, I need to budget better. I need to run my finances better. I need to become more valuable to earn more money to improve my financial situation. People forget about that too, right? But that decision doesn't happen over a long period of time. You don't gradually, decide, develop the willpower, develop this motivation to want to do more, to want to do what's right. It happens in an instant when you look at yourself and you look at your life and you go, man, what have I been freaking doing? What have I been doing? And then you get mad, and you have to have anger. There has to be disappointment. There has to be a feeling of guilt and sadness and remorse for wasted time, because you're going to view it as wasted time. After the fact, on the other side of that pain and realization that, man, I got to do something about this, on the other side of that is everything, is success, is everything that you want, everything that you dreamed of, everything that you wanted to achieve. It's all there right on the other side of that remorse. The hard part is people start to feel the remorse and they say, oh, this is too painful, and they slide right back into it, because it's easy just to slide right back in and keep doing that stuff because it makes you feel better. The key is that everything you want is on the other side of that guilt and pain, and the other side of that letting go of those things that give you pleasure that you thought you needed to keep. Everything is right on the other side of that. And once you get over that, you can look back and go, man, that was the process I needed to go through to get here. But so many people, like I said, end up at the end of their lives, look back, never turn that corner. So, no little preachy today, but it's on my mind. I was thinking a lot lately about some decisions I've made, and I was feeling guilty. And every time I would feel guilty, I'd let myself then make those decisions again and go back to what I was doing that would make me feel better for the day. Eating something shitty, getting smashed for no reason. I'm not telling you can't have a drink to celebrate with friends, but that's just it. When did the drinking become what you were celebrating? When did freaking the weekend become, oh man, made it through the week to get to the weekend? Why? Was your week that bad? Did you not enjoy your life for 5 days just so you can enjoy getting messed up for 2? Like, I'm getting a lot of this, If your life is like that and you're living these 5 days of misery just to get to 2 days of pleasure, like, then your equation's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that should tell you you've got to turn a corner, and you can't let yourself feel guilty, because on the other side of that pain is the realization that this is just what it took to get you to make the decision to change. So, anybody who's following, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. More stuff coming up. Exciting things about Legend of Dez. I've got more videos that we're planning. I've even got a new video series that should be interesting. My wife and the school is sort of at a standstill right now. We're waiting for permits to come through to continue construction, but right now it's sort of at a standstill. But life is going better for me. And the Legend of Dez and building Dez is we're building a new life, and I think things are headed in a positive direction. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.